Okay, this is UndoneLyric, and I'm giving you a tactical rundown on exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So, right now, what I'm doing is I decide I'm going to rush over to A because I know they're spawning over there. So I'm cautious, I'm getting cover, I'm looking, I'm aiming down sight a lot when I'm coming around corners, and I decided to put up a claymore here so that way if I get flanked from behind, I'm not going to have to really worry about it, hopefully, and if at least they have flak jacket on, I'll be able to see that. So I'm basically down here because it's harder to see because of the shadows, and people can't generally see you as well. So I'm just using this wall as cover. I'm looking around a lot. You know, I'm using spy plane, counter spy plane, and napalm because for me that's the most effective. And the reason being for that is because if you have a spy plane, you know where they all are for the most part, unless they're running ghosts, which not so many people do. On top of that, if you have counter spy plane, you can take out their mini map, which is, you know, great. I mean, you know, a lot of, you know, decent players, decent to, you know, great players, they rely on that mini map like no other. And most of them that are really good also don't carry the Strela, so they can't take it out even. So that's why I run that most of the time, because that helps me out. So most of my kills actually comes from my gun instead of like all this air support craziness. So what I'm doing here is I'm just running around, and when you run around a lot, you actually become a harder target. And what I'm doing is I'm checking areas, and at this point I know on this map it's usually best to have A and B and let them have C, because you know what routes they're going to be coming from, and it's easy to almost trap them, not like spawn trap, but I end up putting a claymore back here to cover my back end from A, because I know if they're coming anywhere it's going to be coming up from the way they're looking this way, or they're going to be coming from the back. And so if I have the claymore watch my back from the one way, I can go this way and move forward and try to find out where they're at. So that's why I put a claymore back there, and I got really lucky with that. I almost died. And I'm using lightweight pro, marathon pro, and sleight of hand pro on this particular match. Lightweight pro is really awesome to use with this kind of setup with an assault rifle. It's almost like a light machine gun, and the glue pulls up aim down sight after you run pretty quick. So honestly, you know, steady aim pro is not a necessity with this particular gun, along with some other guns like the AK-74U and stuff like that. Just depends on the gun and, you know, how you're going to play. But this is my gaming style, and this is what works for me, is to rush, run around, and check areas. So, you know, what I'm doing when I'm running around in areas where I know enemies may not be, is I'm just doing a sweep. I'm just making sure that there is no one there, so I can watch my back, and I know I'm not going to get hit by from the back. So now we have an SR-71. I don't usually sit in a particular place for a long time. I'll usually get a couple kills and then, you know, move on and move. And the reason being for this is because, you know, a lot of people come back for revenge kills, and if you're not there, you know, they can't kill you. Now I'm being very cautious right here because I'm looking at my minimap, seeing which way everybody's pointed, what I can do, so I know I can run around this this fountain here and take this guy out. So that's what I do. And I'm looking at my mini-map a lot. You know, and sometimes, yeah, it does get me killed. It does. But not very often. And, you know, basically, you know, I know they're not anywhere around here because I can see them on the mini-map. I know there's another guy in there, but I decided I'm not going to rush in there because I know he's going to kill me. And, you know, I saw that guy over there, so that gets me my napalm. Now, typically, a lot of times, I usually don't call my napalm until I die, but I ended up not dying right away after I got my napalm, so I ended up calling it in anyway, because I was like, you know, I don't know when I'm going to die, so I'm just going to go in this corner here. And unfortunately, I see a guy up in the top corner, and I totally probably could have got him, but I was calling in my my napalm at the time, so this is obviously in theater mode. And almost always I throw napalm on B, and you can almost always get at least one kill out of it, which I just did. And it also helps protect B, and on this map you can make it to where it goes on A as well here. So, you know, it's kind of a dual thing, because A and B are lined up exactly straight on this map. You know, so you know, I noticed someone was shooting at me, so I booked. You know, if I see people shooting at me, I run. I don't generally try to do any dogfights unless it's like that, and, you know, hopefully I'm quicker enough to get to him. And that was the last of my bullets, so I had to pick up someone else's gun here. Luckily, I've used the FAMAS before, so I know how to use it. And unfortunately, I just get smoked right there because I got sloppy. So, and that's the other thing is I use Estrella. I like to have my mini-map, and I don't like them to have a spy plane. So I am the player that will be taking out air support. And now, especially since I do have Ghost Pro now, I will be taking out more of the Hueys and stuff like that, and chopper gunners and all that craziness that that annoys me so badly. So if you're playing with me and I'm on your team, I'm an extremely good asset to have. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not being cocky. I'm just telling you the truth, because most people don't use that kind of stuff. So, you know, once again, I'm just sweeping back here, just making sure no one's back here. And I didn't see that guy over there. You know, what are you gonna do? You know, obviously he's gonna kill me, but I had plenty of time to kill him. So, you know, I'm just defending C right here. And generally I do usually stick to the outsides of the map, but since there's so much cover out in this middle area with the fountain, it's not a big deal for me to go out in that area, and I don't dive very often at all running around out there. So, you know, for me it's not really a big deal. And that guy actually saw me and I didn't realize it, and so he was aiming down his sight at me, waiting for me to peek around the corner. So what I should have done in that case is just ran in another direction, but it would have been a little difficult from that area. So yeah, I know they have a spy plane up, so I decided to take that out because I like to know where they are and I don't like them to know where I am. And that's why I rock a silencer. So, and that's the other part about my tactic on this is I'm using a silencer, so if they don't have a spy plane and I'm running around killing them and I'm in their spawn, they don't know exactly where I am unless they physically see me. So if they don't physically see me, they don't know where I am, and they don't know where they're getting shot from. And that's just the way it is. So, you know, I'm going down here, you know, I'm basically just rushing. I'm just rushing. This is a very lone wolf type style, quote unquote, like lone wolf. You know, meaning that, you know, I'm not using my teammates in any way. I was playing by myself on this one. You know, I didn't get the best score out of everybody, but I did get like 29 kills, almost all with my gun. I got so lucky with this. And you see, what I did there is instead of just like sitting there like, oh crap, what do? I'm actually just moving around in a circle. I'm moving constantly, so I'm a harder target. That's the main thing. You know, my napalm always kills me. I swear. It always does. That's a new tactic I need to adopt. It's called... Yeah, you can actually see this guy through the Nova gas over there by the building, but I couldn't see it on my end. This is in theater mode. I don't know. Maybe I could see him and I just didn't realize it, but I was just checking. And so I decided that we're gonna take C at this point, just because, you know, I want to make sure that we do win this. So me and a teammate there capped C. And you know, so I know they're over this way. I know they're gonna try to get B because they have A, and so I decided to get some cover, look around a little bit. I see someone there, I take him out, and I see teammates are going in there. So I know it's probably not the greatest idea, and I know, you know, we're losing Charlie now, so they've been flanking from the back, and you know, so yeah, someone just called in the dogs. And what I do notice sometimes, it's a good idea to sometimes follow the dogs, because your bullets shoot faster than the dogs, and the dogs somehow just know where everybody is at all times. So, you know, sometimes I'll actually follow the dogs around and pick off kills and actually use them to my advantage, because with Lightweight Pro and Marathon Pro, you can run almost as fast as the dogs. Not quite as fast, but almost as fast. And that was me trying to pick up some points. Didn't work out so well. You know, so we have the SR-71. We know where they are. I know they're over this way, and so I'm rushing over this way. But that's the end of the game right here. I ended up getting 29 kills. So if this helped you, please, you know, give me a thumbs up, comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks.